recently we were in litigation. We had, through the course of this last, what's called list maintenance, deemed 175,000 voters as inactive. And then through litigation from different individual agencies, partners, individuals, that suit required us to add those 175,000 back in. Good morning, Kentucky State Board of Elections. This is
Hi, it's Tori again. I was speaking to my husband as well, and I was trying to explain something to him. And I told him that you're going to be sending the email because, like I told you, we work with the AG, and he took care of it in 2016. And what he doesn't understand is I said that we were accidentally, how were we off in 2018?
No, I cannot tell you that that's how. But the only reason that stands is recently we were in litigation. We had, through the course of this last, what's called list maintenance, deemed 175,000 voters as inactive. And then through litigation from different individual agencies, partners, individuals, that suit required us to add those 175,000 back in. Now, you said the only way you knew that in 2018 is you checked and you weren't on. The only way I can envision that happened is through that process. I can't tell you that for sure because what I can see is not all of the activity record.
Right.
I'm a low man here. I'm not one of the chiefs. And one of the chiefs could probably tell you if it wasn't.
Well, the thing is, Ann, I worked with Governor Bevin's office, right, when this came to my attention. And like I said, my concern in 2016 was, because everyone was talking about all this election fraud, I was like, what if someone votes, on behalf of my husband, then he's going to get automatically deported. That's automatic deportation,
and that was my first red flag when you called was first and foremost, how was he able to register when that first question is. So there are cards, and the cards have a permanent retention. So if you'd like me to, I'll be glad to call, though they are extremely busy, and this will not be one that will take front burner, I assure you.
The fact that it has me as a Democrat is insane.
As I stated, and as I stated to you prior, all I can do is try to help you in this endeavor. I was here in 2016. I worked in the same position, and I would have kind of remembered this maybe. I don't know. That was a presidential election year with a lot going on.
Right.
The only activity sheet I see is 2008, the original registration. And then I see after that a change in 2010. And it looks like the change of backhanding for your husband, however, was in 2011.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying.
November of 2011. So each time it updated his voter registration as well. So I can start investigation of this for you, Ms.
Yeah.
Again, I will emphasize to you that the process for retention on any type of correspondence from 18 has passed.
Right.
We're right at that 22-month period. So only thing I can do is right now ensure you the method for removal. I have spoken to my executive director in reference to the situation.
Right.
And that's the best avenue I can find for you right now to ensure that you are not on these voter rolls. Now,
right.
On that, and you're speaking to the AG's office in 18, that's something that's beyond my control.
But it's not really funny when I see that we were removed and added back on. It's a little bit crazy, right?
Right. And it's not the only time that I've seen that happen. Individuals who are and hold green card and are able to get driver's licenses, unfortunately, are erroneously registered here. And then when they go through the process of naturalization, they find that out, and they have to go through a lengthy process to ensure that is denoted so they can re-register. And unfortunately, that error is on the part of the circuit clerks. You can pass legislation in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. We've had the motor voter law established here since 1993, and yet you have to have communication between the circuit clerk and the county clerk to make that process work correctly. And unfortunately, there's not enough training on the circuit clerk's end, and there's not enough communication between the circuit clerk and the county clerk to make that process work the way it should. And unfortunately, like I said, erroneously, you've got the DMV people who are just backed up out the door, and you're trying to just process them like cattle. And unfortunately, the necessary time needed to be placed on this process is just not given.
You know, and that's like the most sacred thing, our vote. And if we can't make sure that that's, you know, just for American citizens and justly put, that's horrific.
And I agree wholeheartedly, and that's one of the reasons I've stayed in this position for 20-plus years. So.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I just wanted to confirm that, you know, to him and to myself and just to know, so that way people know that, you know, this was recently done and that's why we weren't on it before. And, you know, now we probably were one of those 175,000 people we put on there.
Well, I promise you, I've already sent you the email. I would give it about, because of the litigation, because of what's going on right now, we are close to purging. So you can submit that, and I can promise you, as soon as it's possible, that will be done.
There's a reason we were deplatformed 14 months ago, and it's because InfoWars has been over the target with something like a 98% accuracy rate. We have laid out everything that's going on, and folks are really paying attention now. That means now is the time to support the InfoWar more than ever, and we're going to take this thing over the top together. Everything must go super sale, ladies and gentlemen. This sale on some items on the site is the biggest sale we've ever offered. 40 to 70% off, store-wide. Many of these are at cost or below because we're offering free shipping on every order and double Patriot points. Take advantage of the Everything Must Go sale, and the funds that come in allow us to fund ourselves into next year and order new product for next year at InfoWarsStore.com. That's InfoWarsStore.com, and thank you for your support.